months ago. I was reading facts, and that was one of the things that it went through. It said, like, here's some pre-made builds, like the sniper, the whatever, and then one of them was the dummy. Yeah. And it was all about how to make it through Fallout, like being a moron.
Interesting. Well, I don't know that my normal
job at McDonald's at the end.
I don't know that my normal play style is good for this sort of game because like Garnet recommended that I min-max, and that's just not how I play RPGs.
You don't have to,
I don't like doing that.
You can get by without doing that. It makes it easier.
It's a little tough, but it's totally doable.
But I feel like this is an RPG that you kind of bumble through the first time, and then you're like, oh, okay, so I kind of see what I'm doing here. I need to go back and start over.
With the first Fallout, the one thing I can recommend really highly is getting the patch that gets rid of the time limit.
Yeah,
yes,
I mean that's
150-day time limit is
it's bullshit.
And you can increase it if
by going to like the water merchant, but then it decreases
the water merchant.
Right.
Well, that increases like the time until your vault dies, but it also decreases your overall time, and it's just fuck all that.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, it does.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because they'll like inform on where the location of it is when the mutants are.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a nice little touch. I never knew about that.
Yeah, it's a nice touch, but it's also a huge pain in the ass. It sucks kind of the fun out of it. So, you want your screw around time.
Yeah.
So to me, this, I mean, despite the fact that I haven't really played it that much, it's always kind of stood to me as sort of the, like a really great shining example of Western RPG design.
Definitely.
I mean, you have, like I said, it's contemporaneous with Final Fantasy VII, and you have Final Fantasy VII, which really kind of defined what the Japanese RPG
No getting off of this train we're on.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And then you have Fallout, which is pretty much exactly the opposite. I mean, you both have kind of like this grim post-apocalyptic wasteland setting, but beyond that, I mean, Final Fantasy VII is strictly linear, has very Japanese characters, right? Yeah. Whereas Fallout has a lot of characters, but it also has tons and tons of flexibility. Like just kind of messing around with different save options. Like I would try stuff and then do something different and realize, there's so many different ways I can go with this.
This is why it's such a time-consuming game. I mean, one of the first things you do is I get to like the very first town in the game, save my game, and just execute every man, woman, child, cow, everything that gets in front of me. And then it's like, well,
did you ever
go back to my save file and try playing it like a non-asshole? And I have like all these branching things. I do it like a choose your own adventure book, and you run out of fingers.
Did you ever get the child killer letters to come after you?
Yeah. Yeah. I killed so many kids in the Crossfire too.
Yeah, I remember.
The one thing I loved is like the very first town. If you shoot a kid, like Ian will come out and blast you. But if you go in and you like just have Ian join you, he'll help you shoot all the kids. The guy's not
really
your moral
flexible. It's flexible morality.
I was actually disappointed when I first played Fallout, and I actually didn't remember this until I replayed it, in that you don't have direct control over your NPC.
Nope, that was actually